I'm back with another battle vid, and this is my MagneEel deck again, against a Kyurem Feraligatr Beartic deck. I believe he's already mulliganed once. Looks like he does get a basic on the second one, so I go ahead and I draw for my mulligan. I choose to start with the Zekrom and bench the Magnemite. And he gets to go first. And so I check his wins. He's got 100 wins, so this could be a good deck. I certainly, with that sort of record, he's, been doing some good work. So he just attacks and passes, pretty much a pass, and, well, he attaches and attacks for the end of his turn. So I do have the collector start, and here I'm having some difficulty trying to decide what I should get. Zekrom is active. I'll go ahead and get the Tynamo so I can get an eel started. And I bench the Thundurus as well. And I keep the Cleffa in my hand so I can communicate next turn to hopefully get a Magneton, or if I top a Candy, get a Magnezone out. He attaches a second Water Energy and evolves to a Croconaw and attacks to put 30 on me, so I'm feeling like he's just really getting a slow start. I don't have the best of hands, but I'm certainly at least able to work with what I have. So I'm going to go in and try and decide if I want the Magneton or get an Eel. So since I don't have any energy in the discard pile, I go for the Magneton. And now I'm trying to decide. I've got a decent setup right now, so I'm thinking I can do alright with 4 cards in my hand, and hoping to disrupt him a little bit. I mean, he's not pulling so much yet, but he definitely could. So, yeah, my only concern pretty much there was that he had a Gator in hand, which may be why he wasn't using any shuffle cards. I choose not to bench the Magnemite, thinking that, I'm not quite sure what I was thinking. Maybe if I get a communication later. I do have the Sage in hand, which is what I'll be using next turn, I'm sure. And let's see, he benches a Cubchoo, so I know there's a Beartic. I judge him into the Feraligatr. So he attaches the third energy. Probably right now he's just Rain Dancing energy. Feraligatr allows you to attach as many water energy as you like per turn. So now he's going to be able to hit me for 100, which knocks out my Zekrom. So I was hoping with that judge that he wouldn't be able to do that. So that's kind of a bummer. He takes the first prize. I bench the Magnemite, which I should have done last turn. I bench another Thundurus. I'm going to go ahead and Sage. And yeah, now I'm really regretting benching those Pokemon because I could have communicated in for a Magnezone. So that was definitely a huge misplay on my part. I always forget that if I'm going to Sage, I need to Sage at the beginning of my turn. There's no harm in playing stuff from your hand. So I get the Junk Arm, and I get the Water Energy because I can't reuse any of those. So I'm going to let him take a knockout on the Thundurus, and I'm going to start just, or am I? No, I am. Yeah, I'm kind of curious. Well, yeah, I guess I'm just building up the Thundurus right now. Because he can only hit me for 60, since I don't have any damage on me. And if I charged, yeah, he's got some damage on him. Yeah, I honestly don't know what my thought process was right then. I actually played this game a couple weeks ago, I think, and I just hadn't gotten around to making a commentary for it and uploading it. So he uses Professor Oak's new theory to get a new hand of 6. He attaches a Rocky Helmet to Beartic, which, is really making me question whether or not I should attack him at all. Attaches another Water Energy to Beartic. Attaches another Water Energy to Beartic with the Rain Dance. And he is retreating now to Beartic so that I cannot attack. He's attaching a rocky helmet to the Feraligatr. Yeah, he does have enough for Sheer Cold. Not enough for Icicle Crush, but Sheer Cold, I can attack. That's really not a big deal. And I top a Magnezone. So that was amazing luck. Makes up a little bit for that misplay earlier. I'm going to go ahead and attach the Lightning Energy to the Magnezone because I need to take out that Beartic in one shot. Got a Magnetic Draw for 4. And great, I get the Eel. So I'm going to be able to start reusing that energy I lost when my Zekrom was knocked out. There's 1 water and 2 lightning in the discard pile. I'm going to bench that second Dynamo to get another Eel out eventually. And I'm going to attach the energy to the Thundurus, and while I don't want to give him a new hand of 5, I need to have a hand that I can work with as well. So my hand is decent. If I get any sort of Pokemon, I can get a second Magnezone out, but right now I just can't do anything, so I pass. And I'm still not feeling terribly bad. His board is pretty empty. He has taken the first prize and will soon take the second, but I'm feeling like I'm more set up and can come back from this. So he's going to communicate a Totodile in for Kyurem. So this is where I know his complete deck. Kyurem Gator Beartic. Kyurem Gator is in itself a very strong deck and very difficult for me to beat. Throw the Beartic in and yeah, he got a bad start. You know, I've been getting a slow setup, not a great start. You know, him being able to actually get a Feraligatr out with the kind of board he had to work with after being judged was probably a little too lucky, but that is the game, so I believe he Rain Danced 2 water energy onto that Kyurem, and looks like he's going to retreat. Interesting. With only 2, okay, there's the 3rd water energy, so now he's going to be able to spread some damage with Glaciate. So he plays the last card from his hand and Interviewers. And from that he gets nothing. Wow. So he's going to just Glaciate and spread 30 damage to everything on the field. So not a bad move at all. I get a Collector. So yeah, I'm going to attach that, I believe, to retreat. And I'm pretty much just taking basics right now to be able to communicate them back in. I'm just going to take the 1 because I want to be able to use Magnetic Draw. And if I take more basics, they're just going to be dead cards in my hand because I only have 1 communication right now. So I'm waiting for him to acknowledge that I did get the Magnemite off of the Collector so that I can play my communication. He seems to... There, he pays attention. That is the downside of this game, is that your opponent has to click every time you make a move to acknowledge that they see what you're doing. Even though there is a... Oh, so yeah, I see that Magnezone is prized. I have 3, this should be, I don't remember what version of the deck, if this is a version where I only ran 2, or if I ran 3, so we'll find out later. So I'm going to Magnetic Draw for 2, and nothing that impressive. And I can Dynamotor 2 energy, so I'm definitely taking out the Kyurem. Oh, I can only, yeah, there's only 1 energy in there, so... or 1 lightning energy. So I'm going to pay that retreat cost, get the Magnezone up, but now that I've paid that retreat cost, I can now Dynamotor that lightning energy that I just discarded back onto the field. And we'll just go ahead and throw it on Thundurus, but it doesn't really matter because one's about to go. So I'm going to use Lost Burn. I'm going to get rid of probably 1 from my hand, or 1 from the Magnezone, get that water energy out because I'm not going to be using Trionicle in this game, and then the second from Thundurus. I do have lightning energy in hand to be able to reattach next turn, and this way I'm just spreading out my energy a little bit. The safer play. and I draw another energy off of the prize. So his Beartic has no energy, his Gator has 1 energy, he has no hand. So it's looking really good for me right now. So now he's deciding which Pokemon he wants to bring up. He chooses the Beartic, and he tops the interviewer's questions of all things. So as long as he, oh, nice, 3 energy. So he's going to be able to attack. And for some reason I'm not, there I go, I clicked the look at the cards part. So that was probably the best card, other than just like a shuffle card, you know, a Juniper, Pont, something like that he could have pulled off of that top card. So yeah, he has no energy on that Beartic now. I believe there's 1 energy on the Gator, and all 3 of those energy are going to go straight to that Beartic so that I cannot attack with my Magnezone next turn. And I already have some damage on my Magnezone. At least 1 more Magnezone is prized. Again, I don't remember if this is the version of the deck where I ran 2 or 3 Magnezone Prime. And he hits me for 50, and then I can't attack. So, I don't have a switch in hand, unfortunately. So I don't have any water energy or electric energy in the discard pile, so I can't Dynamote or anything, so I'm just pretty much building up a Thundurus for a next attack. And hoping I draw into a Junk Arm, and there's a Junk Arm. So, going to be able to Junk Arm 2 of those lightning energy away, so that I can use them for Dynamotor. And, yeah, it really doesn't matter, but that's all I have, so, or as far as trainers go, to get back, so I'll take the communication. Go ahead and fully charge that Thundurus. And we'll get the other Thundurus going. And I'm thinking I should communicate in for a Magneton. Not quite sure why I didn't. Maybe this is the version where at one point I was running a version of the deck that was lower, where I was just running a 3-1-2 line of Magnezone Prime, and my Magneton is already in place, so that's probably why I didn't communicate that in. So I had no choice but to end my turn. And he does another 50 damage to me, preventing me from attacking. Unfortunately, I don't get the switch, so I'm thinking I should probably play the Super Rod to get that water energy back into my deck. Or at the same time, I may just want to hold on to it until the Magnezone is knocked out. So I need to attach for the turn, so I'm going to do that to the other Thundurus. I double check the discard pile. And I could play the Pont, but then I lose a Super Rod. And don't want that. So I just end my turn and wait for him to knock out my Magnezone. So he unfortunately gets an end, so I lose my Super Rod anyways, but I do get to draw 5. And there's the switch. And there goes my Magnezone. So, I'm going to promote the fully charged Thundurus, ready to attack. It's got some damage on it, but that's alright. And I'm going to play a Sage, just because there's not too much else. So there's that Super Rod that I want. I'm going to leave that energy in the discard pile. And, not quite sure what I want to take. So, I'll just take the communication. Especially since I already have a switch in hand. So I'll Dynamotor onto the other Thundurus, get that one ready to attack. Those Thundurus are pretty much just going to stall for a little while. And we'll go ahead and attach that to the Magnemite. We're going to Super Rod in the Magnezone, the Magneton, and the Water Energy. And then I will Disaster Volt for 80. I take 20 from the Rocky Helmet, so I'm up to 50. So now he has a choice. Does he attach the water energy and just knock me out? Or does he attach and or not attach, and then just I can't attack. It just, I guess, depends on if he's got the water energy in hand, if he wants to start setting up something else on the bench. I honestly don't know if he can set up anything else on the bench right now. So he's going to end me again, just hoping that I can't get into another Magnezone. And unfortunately for him, he ends me into the Magnezone. I probably would have had the Magnezone anyways with the Sage. I definitely could have gotten a Pokemon to communicate in for a Magneton at least. And there's a pretty good chance that a Rare Candy would be in there. Especially since I hadn't used a Rare Candy yet. So now I'm just waiting for him to knock out my Thundurus. And I'm not quite sure what he's waiting on. Maybe he doesn't like his hand. Maybe he's trying to think if he should bench something, attach energy. Not quite sure what's going through his mind right now. And so there it goes. So he does knock out the Thundurus, puts him at a 2 prize card lead. And I'm going to promote my other Thundurus. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and Rare Candy into the Magnezone. And I should be attaching that water energy to the Magnezone. Just double checking though that I do have the energy attached to Thundurus needed to hit him for 80 and knock him out. So attach, there goes the water attachment to the Magnezone. I'm going to Magnetic Draw for 3. And I'm going to Collector to see what else I can get set up. And I'm out of Zekroms, out of Thundurus. So, yeah. I'll just get the 2 basics that are left. So, that's... I still have 5 prizes to take off of not much. But I played the Cleffa just so that I have that free retreat, so that I can use the Dynamotor. I can get a Magneton out, so if I can get another Magnezone off the prize, I can go there. I've been doing pretty well as far as not sacrificing too many cards yet, so I still got plenty of energy cards. So I Disaster Volt for the knockout, take my prize, and it's a Magnezone. So that's looking great just because I have a secondary attacker. Check my discard pile while he's starting his turn. I've got 2 2 lightning energy there, so I can double Dynamotor next turn. And I should be able to... okay, so uses Max Potion to heal off the damage from Gator, so that means I am going to have... what's Gator's HP? 140? 160? I honestly forget. So I'm going to have to Lost Burn at least 3, if not 4, to be able to knock him out in 1 hit. He attaches the Rocky Helmet to the Mantine, and this is pretty much just desperation. I don't understand how he's having such a hard time drawing into basic Pokemon when he's been able to draw into so much energy so far. The Mantine he pretty much benched just so if he loses this Gator, he won't lose the game automatically. So he's going to use Fisherman to get out 4 energy and return them to his hand from his discard pile. And he should be attaching them to the Gator to knock out my Thundurus. And not quite sure what's... yeah, there's the 3rd energy. Needs 1 more. And instead he uses it to retreat. Interesting. So he's pretty much just saving his Gator. I think I don't know what Mantine's attacks are, but I've only got, 10 HP left, so he can still knock me out, get him down to 2 prizes. Oh, he uses the card, the power that lets him search for a basic, or search for, yeah, I don't know what it is, a search for a basic, search for a card, something like that. So, yeah, group swim, search for a water Pokemon, put it in your hand. So you use that to get a basic in his hand. He still has a 1 prize card lead, so he can afford to sacrifice a Mantine. I'm gonna play the switch with the Cleffa. So here I Junk Arm, I get rid of my 3rd Eel and the Creonogle. Yeah, I have no need for them to get the candy so that I can use that candy to get my 2nd Magnezone up. And so now I'm waiting for him to just click and acknowledge that I am doing that. And while he does that, I'm just gonna kind of check out Mantine. He is weak to lightning, so pretty sure he was weak to lightning. So it's only gonna take a Lost Burn of 1 to knock him out. And now I'm going to Dynamotor 1 onto the new Magnezone. I'll Magnetic Draw for 4. And I believe this is my first catcher of the game. I think this is my first catcher of the game. So I'm going to bring up that Feraligatr because, yeah, I pretty much know that's his main attacker. I'm going to bring up my Magnezone that has no damage on it whatsoever. Use my 2nd Dynamotor, and I'm just going to throw 1 on the Eel. It's about to go into the Lost Zone anyways. And, yeah, I don't want to dwindle my hand size down terribly much. I just wanted to Magnetic Draw that first time to get the catcher. So now I'm going to Lost Burn 1, 2, 3, 4, and Knockout. So yeah, Feraligatr has 140 HP. So 3 does 150, enough to knock him out. But I do take 20 from the Rocky Helmet. I just check his wins again, probably because I forgot. He attaches a Rocky Helmet to the Cubchoo. I'm just double checking the game room, making sure he hasn't been saying anything. And he's going to end. We are actually tied on prizes now, so... however, I am able to recover from a bad end, so certainly not bad for me. And what did he search for? I think he got out a Beartic or something, so I'm going to Pont, just get a new hand. I'm going to attach, doesn't really matter right there. I have no energy in the discard pile to Dynamotor on. And I need to take 3 prizes, so I'm going to Lost Burn 1 to knock out the Mantine. So I only need to take 2 prizes now. And I'm feeling pretty good. With his Feraligatr knocked out, he doesn't have a way to reattach the energy, but there comes the candy with the Totodile in play, and there's a Feraligatr. So, there's the Beartic as well, but he only has 1 card left in his hand, so unless it's a Fisherman, he's not going to be attacking this turn. And he has to pass. So, I draw an energy, going to attach it to that Magnezone, and unfortunately I need to Lost Burn 3 energy, 3 energy to knock him out. I've got 4 on the bench, 2 up there. So, Lost Burn 1, 2, 3. And there we go. And now I have 3 energy on the board to be able to Lost Zone to knock out that last Feraligatr for not only his last Pokemon, but for my last prize. So there's, he can try and catch or something up to stall. However, I do have the Junk Arm in hand to be able to get the switch. So there's really not much of anything that he can do right now. And I forget whether... Yep, there he goes. Good game. I say the same back. Great game. Yeah, because that was definitely a very interesting game. Pretty long game, it's a 25-minute game, so anything that's that long is typically a great game. And I Lost Burn my last 3 energy to knock him out, and there's my last catcher. overall an amazing game, and I hope everyone else enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.